Hey everybody, welcome into the Beehive. I'm your host, TheBee at LLC, and this is where we stack precious metals like it's pollen and nectar. Our pollen is silver and our nectar is gold, preserving our wealth as honey of old. And like ancient metals, we hold our own. And today, we are going to be having a osmium special. I will go ahead and read through the details here of the auction. Number one, must be responsible to purchase in this auction. Email me longlivecoins@gmail.com with any wins you make throughout the night. Please include what you won and at what price, along with your YouTube name and address you would like it shipped to. I will send an invoice through Clover to your email, which includes many form of payment. If none of the payment methods in the invoice work well, we can also do Zelle or Cash App with no fee. All payment methods are free except for PayPal. If you're using PayPal, please add 4% to your total. Shipping is $7 in the USA. The top bidder with the highest total value of the night gets a freebie, 1 gram 3/9 fine silver. You can't win the freebie 2 auctions in a row. Other than that, you're good to go. And we will bid in dollar increments up to $100 value, and then $5 bid increments over the $100 value. My guests are always welcome to bid, as well as the moderator, and guests on the panel for the night will get free shipping. There's no insurance bids, and we'll run today we're going to probably run a 5-minute timer. Normally we run a 3-minute timer, but I think we might go with a 5 today. And then we count it down, 3, 2, 1, sold. We will be offering an ancient coin here tonight, and I have any ancient coin here sold here comes with a lifetime money back guarantee to be genuine. There is a 4-month payment plan available with 1 payment a month, and we will ship when the total is received. Just email me for the details, and you can also pull up the commands by typing in !command, and that will bring them up. And with that, we will be bringing up Space Miner to the page here. Space Miner, welcome in. We're also going to be being joined in a bit by Everard with ARK SGO. And with that, let me pull my page down here, and we are good to go. Space Miner, welcome in. How are you doing?
Hey, y'all. Good. And you, man?
Doing good, doing good. So, wow, you are showing your face. Yes, I am. This is an official face reveal. And it's something I'm going to be doing now, just kind of the way the road turned out. Wasn't sure how it would play out when I started my channel, but we've reached a point where I've got some great guests and interviewees that I have on, and I think they deserve my full attention. And sometimes when you're talking with people and they can't see your facial expressions, sometimes you miss some of the answer that you might be given just by not being able to see their facial expression. And since I have such good people coming on, to interview, I feel like I should give them everything that they deserve and those little expressions that might help in the conversation. So yes, I am officially showing my face now. And I also will be representing Colorado with the Osmium Institute out of Germany. And they would like a face to go along with that. So all those things combined, I'm doing a face reveal. So you're going to be seeing me from now on. And yeah, Space Miner has already taken care of that problem, and he's been showing his face from the beginning of your YouTube, Space Miner, or what's your story?
Mostly since the beginning, yeah. I keep it a little bit separate, but just because I'm ugly most of the time. So
All right, cool. So yeah, so tonight's going to be a little bit different. So I do have at any time throughout the night we have. Let's see if I can get this right. So yes, we are running our special. Anytime throughout the night, if you would like 3/9 fine 1 ounce silver buffalo, they're at $35 a piece. Let me know how many you would like, and we will get you those. And then we also have, let me see if I can pull this up. We have an ancient coin for the night, and it is the Alexander the Great tetragram, 16.8 grams. AR, and in ancient coin terms, AR means silver. So it's silver, and it's from 311 to 306 BC is when it was minted under the Seleucid Kingdom. And so we will be offering that up at a little bit of a discount at the very end of the night, but you can buy it at any time if you don't want to wait by typing in BIN and dash ancient, and we will get that to you. All right, so to the main program, but mostly today we are going to be discussing osmium. And like I was just saying, I became a Osmium Institute partner here for Colorado, and Space Miner is a Osmium Institute state partner for New Mexico. And we will be hopefully here in a little bit. Ian will join us, and he has a whole new title. I'll see if he wants to talk about that or not. But anyway, we are here, and we're going to get a little bit deeper into the osmium. So again, you have the choice. Let me know if you're interested in silver. If you've seen something I've had, just holler. But we're probably going to be focused mostly here on osmium. So feel free to holler if you want a coin or something in particular, or if you have any questions about the osmium we are talking about. Crystalline osmium. L, welcome in. Good to see you. How are you doing? Thanks for stopping in. So OC Stacker says, so we are seeing Colorado and New Mexico osmium reps. Yes, sir, you are. And I'm also
cool, isn't it? We're locking down the Rocky Mountain, man.
That's right. Yeah. So between Ian, myself, Space Miner here, and Barry in Texas, all the way down to Texas, we've pretty much taken the Rocky Mountain region by storm. Pretty much cut everything in half, and then we have our East Coast representative, and also partner, I should say, East Coast partner and West Coast partner. So that's pretty much covering our country. So excited to be a part of that, and I'm gonna be putting on a YouTube discussion between the partners here in the USA. So stay tuned for that. I will try to let everybody give a little bit of a heads up for everyone on that one before we go live, but that should be coming up hopefully within the next month. And yeah, with that, what do you know, Space Miner?
What I know is that the U.S. partners have officially locked California, Florida. We got East Coast, we got West Coast, and we've got our Rocky Mountain hub. I'm super stoked. I know that osmium's only been in the U.S. for roughly 2 years.
Right.
Maybe a breach over privately, but really institute status, we've only been available for 2 years. And so considering that time we've worked in, I'd say we've really been making waves. And so I'm super stoked, man.
Me too. Me too. And yeah, just like Space Miner was saying, it's firstly, the whole product itself is fresh and new. We're looking at 10 years over there, and then 2 years here, 12 years total, basically. And yeah, exciting. I believe we have a Osmium Symposium coming up for us as well to get to know the German team a little bit better. I think they're going to be flying over here, hopefully. So that'll be fun to get to meet them. And yeah,
that's a group of party people. I already know it. So.
Yeah, and then it'll be fun to get us reps together here and bounce ideas off each other and hear how everybody's came about to be it, because it's funny, we're not all, we come from different backgrounds, so not everybody is a precious metal stacker like I am. That's kind of my angle on it. And but there'll be some unique views, but we've all landed on it and enjoy it, so that will be fun to talk about that. So let's start off here. I do have some more exciting news that I'm going to be dropping tonight, but I'll maybe hold a little bit back for the end.
Wait for Ian.
Let's wait for Ian. Yep. And but let's start off with your salvo. What's this about? You ready to talk a little about that?
Yeah, we can talk salvo. The salvo round is, salvo is a multi-reference term, kind of referring to, it's an artillery burst, but it's also known as a security. A salvo is a form of security, and it's also a form of a bright, noisy burst. And so I thought it was an appropriate name for the occasion.
Okay, cool. Interesting.
See if we can get this. You know what? Let's just take one out. You know which one we're going to take out? We'll do this guy right here. So basically, it's a 1 ounce 4/9 fine. It's printed 3/9 fine, but most of your silver bullion is 4/9 fine anyways. At least when you get your invoice sheets, it is. And so they put like 3/9 on it as like a standard. But it's a Silvertown mint, and it's a custom mint by Silvertown. There we go. This one's here, let's see which one's better to show you. Hey, maybe this one's all right, huh?
Let me pull you up here.
Yeah, we'll go back to this one.
You want the other one?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's good there. Okay, yeah, that's pretty sweet.
So looks like I already smudged it. Bums. No big deal. Is that working for you, or is it real slow?
Yeah, we can see what's going on. So you basically
if you want that, I'll show the others.
Is that like a camera that the osmium is set in on the osmium round surface? Like, is that to represent a camera lens or what?
Yeah, it's like a hood lamp or camera lamp,
or a hood lamp
designed into his helmet.
Yeah.
So it's like on the original print, it's like a dual thing. So it could be a camera and a light, I suppose, in the image, but it just seemed like the natural place to put it.
Yeah, no, it's perfect. That's awesome.
And there we go. Let me bring some light back into this.
Yeah, and we are working with
a slimy looking round. Let's open a new one.
We are working with a new desk setup here, so deal with this as we figure out lighting.
Yeah, I think I need to put in for a really good. I think I need to put in for like a really, really good desk cam. There we go.
Yeah, and the light too is there. You go. Oh yeah, that's nice. Do you have one of the?
Yeah, and that's a 3mm osmium, what we call a diamond. It's what we call a diamond because it sparkles. It's round and sparkles a lot like a diamond.
Right. The shape of the osmium cut we call a diamond cut. Yep.
Correct. And so, your value range on a 3mm can be anywhere between $100 and $300, depending on its weight and sparkle.
Right. And what sparkle grade did you have put in your space round?
Sparkle 3s is what I've been aiming at. I have one last Sparkle 2, and I'm going to get some Sparkle 4 or 5 to kind of like up the ante a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, we went with Sparkle 3 just because I think it was like a for the smaller piece, I think, the 3 really kind of
covers the gamut, really.
Yeah, it kind of strikes that balance, when you get it up close in person, you get you usually get some big movement out of it.
Right. Yeah, that's always something that's interesting trying to discuss is the sparkle grade and the reflection grid that comes back at you with a finer sparkle grade. You get oh man, that's just kind of the hard part to explain.
I call them constellations. This is what helps me. I call them constellations.
Yeah.
And I've heard them referred to as constellations in the past.
Yeah.
And so like a Sparkle 2 has because it has smaller crystals, it's going to have more crystals. And so you're going to get a greater variety of smaller points of light. Whereas the Sparkle 5, larger crystals, larger crystal faces, you get bigger points of light, but you get less frequency or less variety. But I mean, even a Sparkle 5 is going to be loaded with a couple hundred facets at least.
Right. Yeah. And it's the big, like if you have a sparkle grade 5, your reflection points are going to be a little bit larger and more dramatic. Whereas, yeah, the finer constellation grid or sparkle grade, as they say, I guess, is much more uniform and millions of little reflections. So it kind of depends on which look you're going for, on what you're after, whether if you're doing jewelry for something different or a watch face, or you're setting it into a piece of art like this, or there. That's nice. That's a good aim with that. There you go. That's nice. I like that.
Here, let me try adjusting my camera angle. See if we can improve this a notch.
I'm gonna throw my space miner round.
It's not helping that much.
So I got number 1 here. I'm going to throw it under the...
You did. You got the first one after the proto. You got the very first one after the prototype.
So I'm going to throw this under the microscope here and take a look at it for the fun of it.
Oh, look at yours, man. That's gorgeous.
Right?
You got a really nice sparkle too, man. Just for the record.
I like it.
Sparkle. Well, that's a discount round now. Shouldn't have touched that.
That's why, yeah, you got to be careful with these. So, and they're so mirror back finished. And so you got it with, you said say, who was the mint again? I was distracted.
Silvertown Mint.
Silvertown Mint. Okay.
Yeah, which just happens to be one of the oldest mints in the United States.
Okay, yeah, I like Silvertown.
Yeah, and Silvertown lives in a precious metal state, and so when you buy through Silvertown, when you get your silver through Silvertown, it's tax free. So,
oh, cool.
Yeah, it's a real nice attribute. Oh, let's see it, buddy. Yeah, isn't osmium the most difficult thing in the world to film?
It is a little bit tough. We're gonna throw it underneath the.
Oh yeah, look at those go. You can see them. So the idea behind the salvo round was I wanted first off, like, we haven't really done much with our silver in the industry in like a real long time. So like anything new, we've covered the gold plating, the silver plating, the platinum plating. We've covered the ruthenium and rhodium oxides. We've got the coloring. We've even got glow in the dark. We've got stickers and hologram stickers. And, so it was just a natural time for silver to step up its a beautiful look. We all love silver and love the look of silver, and we love decorative silver. And so when you can cosmetically improve it anywhere, I just thought it was a natural time.
Yeah, I know.
It took, like you mentioned the other day to me, man. You were saying when we were on the phone, you were saying, it took centuries to come to this point. It's only able to be available now. The history of this. It's only recently been a thing or been able to do a thing. We didn't have the technology to do this.
Right.
We didn't have the availability. So
it's new. It's the 8th precious metal, the last precious metal to be brought in to the. Let me get.
And I wanted a dual investment piece. A lot of these pieces, like you buy a gold-plated coin, although it carries a little bit more value, I wouldn't consider it a dual investment. It is a single investment in a gold-plated coin, right, or a platinum-plated coin. It is an investment, but I think with the crystallized osmium setting, it really does bring the dual investment aspect to the surface. Because you have two very distinguishable, recognized, forms of precious metals investment in here. These are both, you could pluck one from the other and still have a significant investment in your hand. And so I really wanted to bring in the dual investment. Like Ian's got some wonderful dual investments, like his dominoes. Have you seen those yet?
Yes, I'm excited for him to get up here and show us those. He said I think he's going to bring him on tonight. So
another, and Ian's been doing the dual investment in crystallized osmium already, for a while. I wasn't the first one to bring it into bullion grade silver. I was just the first one to bring it into a silver round. Ian's already marketed the dice and the domino.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
Yep.
Really, I'm just kind of following what he led, anyways. But
yeah, what was it? The dice was the first thing that I seen that I was pretty impressed with, that he put together that die set for New Orleans. That was awesome. And then I just seen his. Well, I'll wait for him to come up and explain it all. But I was the whole concept and idea, like it wasn't just one domino. It was
a set.
It's a whole it's a whole thing. I'll let him get into it. But that's pretty cool. No, I think I really like what you've done with it as well, putting it into a round, and it makes it accessible and something that someone like me coming at it from a stacker angle, that is like perfect for me, because I'm already stacking silver. I love 3 or 4 9 silver rounds, so we've got the pure bullion there, which I love, and then to have that new metal set into it, it's a way to carry it, to show it,
to use
it, play it. It takes care of a lot of questioning that would make me, wonder if I wanted to get it or not. In this type of a platform, it's just like, yes, check. So I think it's a cool salvo round, I guess is what you're calling it, huh?
Yep, salvo. Security and bang pow. You know what I mean? Like, it's action, it's action and it's security. And, the duality of the use of the word and the duality of the use of the round, and the investment. So it was natural, man. It was natural. It had to happen. I mean, somebody was going to do it. So,
right.
But you've got a pretty good idea lingering in the background too. You know, I don't know if you're ready.
Yeah, I've got a few good ideas going, and I've got, yeah, like I say, I'll be releasing some info here shortly coming up that I'm really excited about. And then, yeah, as far as ideas to integrate it into, I have a few of those as well. So yeah, I was hoping Ian would get up here before I jumped into some of that. So I'll give him a bit more time. And in the meantime, let's see. Hey, Joseph Lopez, Chew, welcome in.
No, OC, I'm not using the light. I've been looking for it for a minute. I know I got one.
I got one. I pulled it out and used it a little bit ago, so got it on one side anyway.
I got like a bajillion of the things, it feels like, but they're never near me.
The Duke of Lizards is in the beehive. Thanks for popping in there.
What up, ODG? The troll himself. My favorite troll ever.
So we got a couple nice pieces here. We'll look these up in a bit and see exactly what size they are, but I believe this is about a 5 millimeter. I'm pretty sure it's a sparkle grade 4. And you can really see the large crystalline structure in this piece here.
Yeah, there we go.
I can get it to zoom in a little bit here.
That's right about the size they really start popping out, man.
Yeah.
That's like, if you're looking for like something with a little bit more pop, like a little bit more feel to it, like I would call that your entry level big guy, you know, an entry level big guy.
And then this is even you got a little bit more square area on this one, but it's a little bit less on the sparkle grade. We're like at a sparkle grade, well,
2?
we'll see, maybe 2, yeah. So that's that more refined look, but so beautiful. It's like looking across like a fresh snowfall, and you look out across, you know, and it's just solid snow, but you see all that sparkle. That's what that fine sparkle grade reminds me of. Fresh.
I'm digging for my Sparkle 5 right now.
Let me grab that light here. I'll have to take it out of the plastic here, but yeah, as you move it, you can see those constellations really.
But that's it.
Anyway, very cool.
Yeah, these cellophanes, man, they get cracked everything, don't they?
Yes. Okay, we've got ARK in the chat. Backstage. Where are you backstage? Really? Why can't... Okay, let me drop this
Drop
one.
my...
Yeah. How long you been back there, bud? Sorry. There we go.
There we go. Now I feel like we're getting our emotion back.
Move this. There he is. Huh. Wonder why we didn't pull him up sooner.
Hey. Nickel and Silver Boy. Oh,
hey, Silver Boy Blues. Welcome in. Triple H. Great.
Welcome in, buddy.
How long did I keep you back there? Sorry about that.
5. I was a minute late. 5:31.
Get out of here. Are you serious?
You've been watching.
Sorry, man. I don't know why.
I just got to wait for you to make all your mistakes so I can correct you.
Thanks for that. Yeah, well, I'm gonna have to learn my software a bit better then. I didn't even notice you were back there.
Not a problem. I wanted Nathan to get a chance to launch his salvo round.
Cool.
Yeah, and we're about to change the price on that too. We'll have to bring that up later.
So. Yep, yeah, 888. That's yeah, I'm officially face revealing. So
he does exist. Me. He's not AI.
TheBee. Okay, so oh, thank you, L.
I told
kind of
you. See, L's right. I told you, buddy.
Ricky's House of Crap, welcome in. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. The Duke of Lizards, always nice handles and entertaining. Okay.
Oh, Ricky.
Okay, so
buddy.
Ian, we were just talking. I'm sure you just heard us. What? Let's hear more about your latest picture that I got this morning of your silver set of dominoes.
Can you play that video? Have you got the technology to?
I didn't know it was a video. Where? Okay, where did I see it at? Was it on?
I can send it to you.
Email it to me. I bet I can get it going.
I can text it to you. I don't know, but I can try emailing it.
Email would be better because I don't know how to get it from my phone to the. But yeah, welcome in, Silverboy Blues. Glad to see you here.
So Ricky, just so everybody knows, we've got Wyoming, Idaho, and soon to come Utah, maybe. With Ian, we've got Colorado with TheBee, and we've got New Mexico with me. If we had Barry here, we would have our Texas, and that would complete our Rocky Mountain region. We've also got a partner in Florida, a new partner in Florida.
Very exciting partner in Florida. I'm
very
excited in contact with him.
And we've got a partner in California as well. And so,
yep. And we're working on, I have just got in touch with 2 more of them today. And so if I hear from one more, I pretty much got approval on all but one. So hopefully we'll be having a panel. We just got to figure out a time that works for all of us. And we can all jump in and hear where they came from it, because I'm excited to hear their take on things.
It is a YouTuber, OC. Have you been doing homework? Still waiting on your state. Silverboy, what state are you in? You know, guys, this, I don't know how many more Institute partners will adopt. We could be looking towards the end.
I think we've maxed out now.
That's what I heard. It was those of us. So from what I hear, there's 6 of us. Like we say, just kind of went over and we got the Rocky Mountain 4, and then we have the East Coast and the West Coast. So I think we got her covered. So plenty of work to do and exciting moves to be had, and yeah, we gotta move some osmium, and yeah, Silverboy Blues will have to do some talking. I know you're excited about it as well, so I'll try to keep you in the loop with things. So we'll
Silverboy, we have a tipsters program as well. So even if the institutes are shut down, we can still arrange position for you.
Oh, you still become a partner. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So don't give up on us now. You know, you don't trust me. You don't want all the import work, anyways.
Yeah, it's been a bit out of my hand with the recent growth and with the announcement of the production cap. They've changed the whole marketing strategy. There was just not going to be time to get a state institute. Plus, I don't think they find it enough hassle dealing with just us, let alone getting a load more Americans. Because we don't always see eye to eye how to market. We have a different approach to the Germanic approach. But we are going to sell more than half of all the osmium ever produced. So,
yeah, no, there's a lot of stuff to be excited about, and indeed, Silverboy, we will be talking, and Triple Eight the Great, I know he's been in it as well, so we've got plenty to talk about going forward. So, how did you get me an email over here? Let me check.
I did send it, I think.
Okay.
I can try again.
So
I'm not seeing it yet.
OTG cat collars. You know, that's kind of one of the cool things, OTG, is wherever you see a need, man, if you can produce it, you know, we'll make sure you get that osmium in your hand, and you know, wherever it goes, it's the last place it's going. You know, whoever makes a mark with osmium gets to make a lasting mark, you know, and a once in a lifetime opportunity mark too. Most people will not have an opportunity to work with crystallized osmium. Most people won't. At the end of the day, it really is a bit of an elite investment in not only beauty, but also your basic precious metals investment. So you get what, like Ian, huh? Once. It's once.
It is. Yeah. I'm gonna try. It's just the attachment's just slightly too big to email.
Okay.
So I'll see if it will text. Yeah. If not, I can do it manually. Hold the phone up to the camera and play it that way.
That might be the best, actually.
Yeah. Do you want me to run that now? Or?
Yeah, let's go ahead and try that. I'll pull you up when you get it ready. I'll pull you up to main screen.
I'm ready.
Okay. Oh, I'm on the wrong side, so I gotta. Okay, there we go. Oh, wrong person. There we go. There we go. Yeah, 888. That is correct. That is who you're dealing with there. Oh yeah, that's right there. Yep, that's good. Wow. Those are beautiful.
Oh my word.
Wow. And they're all inlaid into that beautiful. What kind of wood was that?
American black walnut.
Black walnut. Yep.
Oh, I love black walnut.
Yep.
What a great one too. Hard metal and a hard wood.
Yep. You know? I love hardwood. I use that fairly often. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I know. The case alone.
So are those all about the same size diamond shape?
Yeah, they're all 3mm osmium diamonds. Yeah.
What sparkle grade did you go with?
I think we went for a mid 3. We tried to get within a sort of standard weight range to get a fairly even thickness. So because each recess is machined to the same depth, and I wanted to get the highest crystal points just below the surface if possible, and then there's just a tiny little chamfer around the edge to make the junction between the silver and the osmium. But Ryan Davies in Illinois just did an excellent job making those up, and he makes the dice and the revolvers. I think he's doing 3 sizes of dice now, so I'm hoping to do the 10-ounce osmium dice. That'll be my next project, hopefully.
That's a chunk. What size?
Yeah, that would have 5mm osmium rounds in it. So,
hey, hold that 5 up next to one of those 3s you got. That's an incredible difference.
Yeah. So
that's a 4 and a.
I think this one's a 7. I think you said.
Yeah, that's a 7.
We'll pull these up later, but I think this might be a 5.
That looks like a 5. Yeah. Do you have now? Hold up that round in the background of the window.
Your round?
Yeah, just put the round behind the case to show the difference between a 3 and a 5. Because I'm telling you all, every time you jump up a millimeter, it's like an incredible breach in size.
Right. So that's a 5 and a 3. Yours is a 3.
Lift it a little higher, LL. Lift it a little bit higher. There we go.
Perfect.
Yeah, 3. That's a 3 and a 5 right there. That's the difference in just 2 millimeters, y'all. But man, when you hold them 5s, Ian's made a couple pairs of 5 earrings, and those are just right in an earring, and those look great.
Yeah, they've been popular.
Cool. Yeah, it's nervous having the lid off of that round. I gotta be careful. Okay, now I'm on the wrong.
Yeah, they are one. They are 1 carats. Those 5s, you can find a common carat in a 5. So it's an easy way to find a carat weight.
Explain a carat, Nathan.
Carat being 2 gram.
Fifth gram.
5th gram, excuse me. Yeah, 5th gram. 0.2. That's right. So yeah, carat weight being 0.2 gram. Those 5 mils, like usually if you're in the low to mediums of the 5 mils, you'll find carat weights all day. If you're in the heavier side of 4s, you'll find carat weight. And I'm trying to think what else would carry a carat weight. Maybe a light 6 or 7, a very light.
It's more on the sparkle effect, though, isn't it? I find than the actual weight, because it's planar. I know they were thinking at one point of pricing it in carats instead of grams, but I think what it's developing into, it's although you can compare it to diamonds all day long, it's something completely different, isn't it?
Yeah.
So to sort of call it in carats, you're sort of trying to assimilate into the diamond. So maybe they'll just stick to grams.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you weigh it against a diamond anyways? You know what I mean? Like, diamond should be weighing against us.
Well, it can never compete with diamonds, because there's only going to be, I don't know, a millionth the amount of this compared to diamonds. It's got to be that order of magnitude, doesn't it? It's got to have 6 zeros, 6 orders of magnitude, I would have thought.
Yeah.
350 kilos. It sounds a lot, but that would fit inside 2.5 basketballs stacked tightly, or a 10 by 10 by 10 inch cube. So it's rarer than unicorn farts. I'm sure you could actually go collect 400 kilos of unicorn farts if you spent a year or 2 researching it, tracking down the unicorns, and get yourself a decent bottling plant. So that's a hard concept, and that was one of the things that really attracted to me when I first came across it. And then they were talking about producing, the potential maximum production was going to be potentially 22 tons, 22,000 kilos. Now they've decided they're going to cap it at 350 kilos. So that drop again, it freaked a lot of people out, but I found that, wow, this is, so few people are ever going to get a piece of this they can hold. Not many more people are ever going to see a piece in sunlight. It's almost a tragedy, because I was talking about this the other day. As far as I'm concerned, I don't think mankind is going to make anything as close to eternal than this.
Right?
Everything else dissolves.
It's going to be the last thing standing. Yeah, you can drop. I could drop Space Miner's round into some aqua regia, and the silver would become fluid, but that 2 millimeter diamond in there, or 3 millimeter, would be, is it a 2 or a 3?
3.
So that 3 mil, it would still be there.
Yep.
So that's
if that just sat in the open air, the silver would oxidize away to nothing, just crumble
eventually.
away. Yeah. And the gold would erode away if you had it in gold. So I think it really is the closest thing to eternity that man is physically be able to.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Not let alone. I mean, people are calling it. Not. I don't know that I'm not going to say that I agree with it. I really. Well, anyway, the Stardust thing. You know, I mean, if that's you know, what is claimed, that this is, you know, from an exploding stars.
I mean, the presumption in physicists and geology is 2 neutron stars collided. That's why you got that maximum density to get, because it is in the crystalline form. It's also the densest anything.
It's the densest form of the densest material.
I don't think there's anything radioactive that is denser. There's nothing we can mess around bombarding and I think it is the densest anything. So that's
I've
an interesting.
heard you can they've compressed some things. I've heard, but most of this is theoretical.
But it's not stable when you stop compressing it.
Right, exactly.
And naturally occurring too. Yeah, exactly. Yep.
That's the key word right there, B. You nailed it. Naturally occurring. I mean, we can't fake it. You can't fake it. You can't make it.
So although this is,
have it or you don't. It's that simple.
Although Rolf, the Swiss scientist, has created the process to crystallize that, you can find it in the crystalline form very rarely in nature in random shaped crystals. So basically,
I bet that's not a cheap piece.
Well, and even then, the natural crystals are going to be, in most cases, like either an osmium or iridosmium.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's not like you're getting it in its pure form still. You know,
it is fascinating.
Platinum, you know,
I'm hoping we can get Rolf to come over for the symposium in Denver. I mean, that's from June the 10th to the 15th. That would be awesome if we could get him to come over. Because how do you get something to 9.9 pure? Between 9.9 and 11 nines. How do you do that? It's like the environment you've got to have, the equipment you've got to build, the materials you've got to build it out of, so whatever you're containing it in doesn't contaminate it.
Right.
You know, the whole process is just incredible. And then the final osmium is guaranteed 595 minimum purity.
Minimum.
That is such a high purity that a lot of scientific equipment, they use the crystalline osmium to calibrate it.
That's cool. That's cool. T-Bird Stacking, welcome in. Good to see you. Yeah, did you catch this question from Silverboy Blues here for you, Ian? It says, what sparkle grade do you recommend, Ian, for nose rings and earrings? I got Space Miner's input recently, and he's wanting yours. So.
Yeah, I think when you're down to those small pieces, you've got to go for a sparkle 1, sparkle 2, because they won't cut the small pieces out of a higher sparkle grade. Here's a sparkle. I think this is a 1. Let me hold this up. I don't know if that will show. That is an uppercase I.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, we're catching it.
That's only...
Was there?
No, I got it. That's about a millimeter. That's about 1/25th of an inch wide. But when you got it, I mean, I've got good white light LED lights in the store here. You got hundreds of sparkle points on that little piece.
Oh yeah.
So there's a sort of limitation. The smaller the piece you go, the finer it will be cut from. Here's a heart.
Okay, well that's interesting to hear.
That's cut from a very fine. Once you start cutting shapes like the shooting star or the different animals they tend to use a finer sparkle grade, because you want to avoid making too many cuts through the peak of a bigger crystal point.
Okay, that's.
But each piece has its point. I mean, Nathan's talked a lot, haven't you, about a constellation? So yes. When you go to the finer, you're getting more reflective points. So it's all about what you're purposing it for. I mean, I think this is a strong 4. That's a rectangle.
Yeah, that's showing really well. So
this is a low 3. Now, the low 3 has got more points of reflection on it for the surface area.
Right.
So you'll get more. So it does just depend on one on your budget, and 2, the piece you're designing to use it for.
Right.
You know, and the lighting conditions you expect to see it in, and the distance you want to see it at, which is great, really. We've got a 1 to 5. And although it's a 1 to 5 range, it's an infinite variant through that range. I mean, a high 4 is almost identical to a low 5, and you just got to transition through. I presume they use some sort of software to measure the average height of the crystals, and that's how they classify. Not knowing Ingo, I'm sure he created an algorithm and a program to scan. And
yeah, because there's definitely, you can, like, when you're looking through the pieces, you can almost get a $200 range in the 6 mil zone from the bottom of a 4 sparkle grade to the high end of a weight Just by, and they get heavier and heavier, obviously, the more they grow. So the taller they get, the heavier they are. But just in one sparkle grade, you can really get quite a bit of a different volume there. So,
but these are awesome. Oh, I've dropped it now. No, I've dropped it.
Can we just take a moment to reflect on the versatility of your purchase? With crystallized osmium.
No, I mean, sure. Just to have a little piece, you'll have. I mean, even like these. I was just trying to show this. Space Miner is always in competition with me to buy these uppercase eyes. He mops them up and I mop them up when I see them, because these are what start around the $30
if you're lucky.
Yeah, it used to be. Now they're more like 50, but yeah,
maybe the $40 for the lighter ones and up. But what you've got in your hand there, maybe, I don't know, 40,000 people will ever have any osmium. When you count the whales who've bought a lot of it. So it's in tens, only tens of thousands of people will ever have any of this.
Well, and we won't see the next batch of osmium ever hit a shelf for at least another generation of people. Like, a lot of these people are buying big discs and bars, and they're sucking them up out of the market, and with no intention of doing anything with them, because they're intending on passing them on as generational wealth.
And then they may get recut into smaller pieces. Yeah,
it might be another 60 years until we could see it.
Every now and then there'll be an announcement. There's a 4.5-inch disc, and it's up for auction. And you'll get the world class, the high-end jewelers bidding.
Do you want it or not, man?
There'll be a watchmaker who wants to make an osmium watch because he missed out 60 years ago.
Yeah, or the son of the watchmaker wants to replicate his dad's work.
So that, I think, on its own, it's worth just getting a piece if you can, just on that speculation. I mean, for a little more than 1 ounce of silver, you can get a small piece.
Yeah.
There's no real downside to that. And then if you can upscale it into a piece of jewelry, team up with a goldsmith, you can then make a markup on the added value you're adding to that. So if, when the osmium has gone up and then you convert it into a piece of jewelry, you're multiplying that gain again. So you can't really do that with a piece of silver. It's always going to be close to spot or what it will sell for. So a spot is 10 times. You've made 10 times your dollars. But when osmium is 10 times and then you turn it into a piece of jewelry and you double that again or triple that, you've got a 20 or 30 times gain. And there will be a steady ongoing demand for jewelry. As soon as 1 or 2% of the population realize what it is, it's all sold and all the existing pieces are in high demand. Yeah, look at that shooting star there. Wow.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, can you pull that up full screen? Long live.
And that's another thing about the jewelry too. When these guys absorb it into jewelry and watches, its chances of it leaving that jewelry or watch are slim at best. It's going to maintain that forever off the shelf.
I should never have sold that. I should never have sold that shooting star.
Is that a Sparkle 3?
I think that's a 4.
That looks, those are some big points of light, man. Those are like almost millimeter points of light. That's got to be a 4.
Yep, and what's cool is there's on the back side. I don't know if I can flip it over here.
It's about a 2 on the back in places, isn't it?
Oh my word! I know. The double. There it goes.
Yeah.
No way! What a collector, man! What a collector's piece.
And they haven't cut any shooting stars. I bought 2. Longlive bought 1.
Where are my fancy lights?
It's almost somebody mentioned Rolex there. It's too good for Rolex. Rolex are just too common. I mean, there must be millions of Rolex out there now.
Yeah, they're common.
So
they're really good quality stuff. Don't get me wrong, but
some of it's Chinese though. We just found out.
Yeah. I'd like to see it in a Breitling, maybe. I think that'd be real nice.
That's a good comment there from AAA. It does look like it's backlit, doesn't it? Like it has it is, because it's reflecting every piece of light. I mean,
yeah, especially outside when if you see it, someone wearing it outside, you're like, is that thing lit up? But it's just catching the light so much that
is it? Am I correct in saying it's the most reflective surface, Nathan?
No, it's the most reflective natural surface. But we have like polished aluminum and a couple other things and silver.
That's actually more reflective.
Yeah. But that's by man's creation, not natural. You know, a crystal being a natural form and that extreme density.
I wonder if you did an experiment then. So if you were trying to check the reflectivity, would you check, is the piece heating up? Because if it's heating up, it's turning some of that light into heat.
Interesting.
Well, you know, osmium does also absorb the red spectrum of light. So it's not technically 100%.
Right.
It's actually a purer, faster form of light than typically reflected. Because when you reflect off of silver, you also get that red spectrum, and so it's a broader form of light compared to osmium, where it's like, because it's so dense, it is just perfectly linear light. It is bink bink, you know, and you're getting nearly 100% of that full light naturally, and you're getting a sharper tone of it too, of a much faster.
You're getting the colors, yeah.
It's part of why it's blue. I mean, it's
predominantly blue. Yeah. AAA, it's got good comment. It looks alive. It does. It just does dance. Any movement in bright light and sunlight. To me, it reminds me of late evening, low sunlight on shimmering water. You just get that dancing, mesmerizing dancing effect. Yeah.
And it really, that's what I can just envision it in my mind on like a dimming evening, but it's still going to grab all that light and be so bright that it just pops out, and that'd be a perfect setting for it. So that'd be cool. Yeah.
Well, I've noticed all these little pieces. Like whenever I first got that 2 millimeter, I was a little bit stunned. It was the first piece I got was that 2 millimeter, and I was a little bit stunned about the size. And then I remember that light hitting it, and it looked 4 times its size. And every single piece of osmium does that. Whatever size it is, the moment that light hits, it's big. It's like this big, giant presentation in front of you. A little piece goes a long way, you know?
Yeah.
And it catches it from everywhere because there's just like hundreds or thousands of crystal facets, you know, pointing in different directions.
So I am down to these 2 pieces. I suppose I should put something up here for auction for somebody.
You're down to 2.
I think I have. So this is we'll type these in. If one of these grabs somebody's eye and they're interested, you holler which one you're interested in. That one I think is a sparkle grade 4. I think it's 5 mil in a diamond, and this is like a 7 mil diamond.
It will say on the code, long lived. If you look at it, it'll say D7. 7. So that's a 7 millimeter.
Okay, so 7 millimeter, and it's about a sparkle grade 2. We'll look it up, but so there's that too, and then I have a tiny little diamond in here.
So that'll be a 3 mil then.
Okay,
that's a triangle.
Oh, that's a triangle, bro. That's a 3 mil triangle then.
Little 3 mil triangle. And that's all I'm at. However, I do have another thing I'm excited and releasing, letting the info out tonight, is on a new line that I'm going to be releasing. And it is going to be called Osmium Nectar. And it's coming in a hexagon shape. And so it will be representing a honeycomb hexagon shape. And then, of course, that's what we do here at Long Live Coins. We collect pollen and nectar like it's silver and gold, or silver and gold like it's pollen and nectar. And just like, bees they go out and they find what to them is most precious, and they come back and they store it and they stack it and they put it in these hexagon honeycomb shapes. And what was amazing is they pulled honeycomb out of some of the pharaoh's tombs, and it was still edible. So it was one of the things that they knew that they put in for them for sustenance. Probably when they come back to life, they would have some food that would be good there. And but it's amazing to see that honey can last that long in that form. They get the pollen and nectar and they put it in the honeycomb, then they seal it over with wax in that honeycomb hexagon shape. And it's like osmium itself, like we were speaking on. It's going to be one of it will be the last thing standing. It's like honey preserved in an ancient Egyptian tomb. It's still good after thousands of years. And that's what's really exciting about this. And all the things that this represents and ties together for me in this new form is quite exciting for me. So I have an order put in of a size that'll be just kind of right in between these two sizes. But they will be in the hexagon honeycomb shape. And,
thank you, Bee.
And we're calling that Osmium Nectar. And I'm very excited about this release and what all we're going to be bringing from it. So,
have you got an indication of the price points on those 6mm hexagons?
Yeah, it's going to be right now. It's under $500 a pop. So hopefully, if you get in soon, you should be good under $500. But it did really, it's been taken off lately. So it'll hopefully.
It's the only precious metal that's not priced in dollars, isn't it? Every other precious metal, it's traded. I think
that's right.
It's traded.
Yeah, can we talk about that more, Ian?
There's no bourse, so there's no futures. So it's the only precious metals that's not manipulated. Although you could say it's manipulated because it's a private monopoly, but it's not manipulated by a whole group of financial speculations.
And it's not based off the dollar, which everything else pretty much is, like you said.
It's sort of tied to the Swiss franc and the euro, which have risen about 10-12%, haven't they, in the last month
on the dollar, and that's also probably why it really shot up on our Richter scale, huh? Interesting.
You've got a question there from 888.
What is the starting point on the round osmium? Okay, yeah. Which one are you looking at? So we got the smaller one here that is a 5mm, a D5 5mm, and it's a sparkle grade 4. And if you're interested in that one, I'll pull up the exact logistics of it.
Do you want to show how the QR code works?
Yeah, we can show that. Why don't you're an let me put you up on, so you got a piece nearby, Ian. Yeah. You showed me the first time, so you're more of a practiced up. Let me get you up here. There you go. Okay.
This is this piece.
That's a D4. There you go. Okay. Yep.
So if we slide across, that tells us the current value in euros is 267, 268 euros.
It's going to be about $270. Yeah.
No, you've got to add about 14% to that.
Okay, I'll look it up.
So you're going to be about
on that app. You can change it from USD to euro if you choose.
Oh, really? Yeah. Cool. So let's see.
I love that app. That app is a great little tool.
Well, what was the price of the euro?
We can change it to Space Miner. Just reminded me. You can click on that one, and it will bring it up in. I guess it's using their conversion rate, which is going to be pretty close. Let's try again. So we're now in USD, $304. And that's a Sparkle 4. So that's quite a strong sparkle.
Yep.
And what kind of weight is that?
To scan that, to show them how you scan though, show them of you just take your phone, and you have to have a special scanner, or does the natural scanner
just a QR code,
just a regular QR code scanner?
Yeah.
And you scan that and it pulls you right to the Osmium site.
And alternatively, you can tap in that alphanumerical number there, starts with D4. Right. You could tap that into identifyosmium.com and it will pull up the same information.
Yep, I'll show that here in 1 second. In fact, I'll do that now. Let me share my.
And while he's doing that, I'll kind of like let you all in on this too. That OIC code that's down below, the first two designations are actually tied to the way our customs code is written for this. And so that's part of how customs recognizes and knows what's going through their system is based on those first two indicating digits. So when you see diamond or diameter 5, you know, that's how customs sees it too, followed by the 8 random digits, of course. But so
okay, so yeah, with this piece here that I'm holding in my hands, I'm going to come over and type in. Let me see if you can see that. Yep, I'm going to type this in over on. Sorry, people, I'm trying to do too many things at once here. On the Osmium identification code. So I just come over here, Osmium identification code, and then type it in this little box here. It is D5 MHHX.
And you're on the buyosmium.com?
No, I'm on Osmium identification code T7E3. So you type in Osmium identification code and it'll pull up this website. And then once you get your number in there, I don't even think you need to put the spaces in there. Let me see if I did or not. Yeah, I guess
you put the number in wrong.
Yeah, I did. I thought I didn't have to put it in. But
you don't need to put the D5 in. Okay,
maybe that's what I was. MHHX-T73. There we go. So yeah, so then so yep, so that pulls up this piece here and it says that it is 0.201 grams.
It's just over a carat.
It's a sparkle grade diamond, sparkle grade 5. Or no, 5 millimeter. I'm sorry, sparkle grade 4. And yeah.
And how do they prescribe that sparkle?
Starter sparkle, which is interesting. I don't know why they call it that, but
strong, starker.
Oh, starker, not starter. Yeah, starker.
Yeah. Can't German read. For strong.
Starker. Okay. Starker. So that means strong sparkle. Oh, okay.
Do you want to pull up on the high resolution photograph?
Yep.
And expand that because that really shows the crystallization. Look at all those beautiful hexagons.
Right. And yeah, you
and
can
those
put that...
lines are a malfunction. That's not a digital malfunction. Those are all the different layers of osmium.
That's the layers building up to the point. Yeah. It's fascinating, isn't it? I wonder if they filmed the crystallization process watching that grow.
1,000 times more recognition factor and security than your fingerprint.
10,000 every square millimeter has 10,000 more recognition points. Yeah, every square millimeter.
Right. There we go.
Yeah, and that's just from the photograph. Now, if you start using a microscope, it's almost endless.
Oh, they just keep going and going, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to describe the color picture there, the topographic?
Okay.
I really like that heat heat
So,
topographic heat map.
So that you say that's a heat one? Do they put that under infrared light?
I refer to them as heat maps, but I'm trying to remember. I wonder if I can remember what it is now. Where's my book? I have a book. Somewhere I have a book.
Oh yeah, I don't have to put that in there. That's right.
Whilst we're waiting, so this is the second piece I ever bought.
Oh, that's
nice. Yeah, look, that one looks like it's glowing.
That's got a nice blue tint to it in that lighting too.
Yeah.
You can see the blue coming out. That's nice.
So
yeah, when you get it in the right light, the blue really pops, and it's absolutely beautiful.
Well, you get more blue with those thicker pieces. It's probably a pretty thick piece.
Yeah.
Man, that is gorgeous.
That is a very pretty piece you got there.
When I bought that, there were only 3 pieces of osmium jewelry in the US. Oh, there's the topographic. I thought that was just a topographic picture showing the 3-dimensional aspect.
Yeah, it is. It's not like, I don't mean heat literally.
Oh, okay.
No, it's
and so its colors reflecting the contour.
Yeah, so the red being the highs, the blue being the lows.
Okay.
Yeah, every valley and peak accounted for. Wow, those are really strong. No wonder they called them stark.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, look at the look at this under my microscope. Some of these lights.
Yes. Good capture, B. Good capture, buddy.
Just beautiful.
So yeah, this Silver Boy just asked how big this one was. That's 7 millimeter. So that's just over 1/4 of an inch. So you get an awful lot of sparkle points.
That's nice to see that 7 mil in use. We've been showing it off, but that's a 7 mil in use. That looks really well.
Yep. So this is
very simple, just simple in 18 karat gold.
Yeah, and so this piece that I'm showing, Silver Boy Blues, is that it's a 7 mil, just like he's got, except the sparkle grade is much more refined. It's like a sparkle 2, I think.
You know what's really cool about those fine sparkles is that from a distance, like before you start catching the distinct constellations, at a distance, those ones really like luster.
Yeah, right? It's like looking across the snowflake, like a fresh snow lit meadow or what, like it just.
Yeah, it's weird because even the tone has a certain sense of motion about it. You know, the toning of it moves and kind of like wafts. That is gorgeous. Man, that's 7 mil.
So yes, does anybody, should I put up a 5 mil or a 7 mil? I got a 5 mil that I can put up. That's the sparkle grade 4, that very strong one that I just had under the microscope. Or well, it's this one here. Let me add it up to the stage again. This is the, what did you guys call it? What type of a photography is this?
Topographic. So it's showing the contours. But
I get that, but like, I don't know what you call this weird colorized photo, but anyway, yeah, it definitely shows the crystalline structure well. And it, like they're saying, and like I just showed under the microscope, it's a very coarse, very heavy sparkle grade.
And more abrasive than diamond as well. So it's not quite as hard as diamond on the testing scale, but it's more abrasive.
Yeah, it's around sapphire.
Yeah.
And oh no.
Okay, so which piece should I put up first here? I'm gonna put one up. Well, okay, I'll tell you what, I'll start with the 5 mil sparkle grade 4 that is under the microscope at the moment, and that we're just showing a picture of the topographical picture of it. And
it looks like Silver Boy Blues is moving in on all of them.
It sounds about like.
I mean, it is. I mean, I'm going to keep showing. I mean, that is a 7mm. It's got so much going for it.
Yes, that's a good size. It's a.
To do that in diamonds, you'd have to spend thousands of dollars and extra in labor having them cut, and you still wouldn't get that reflectivity in that condensed space, isn't it? It's a
value density.
Yeah, sparkle density. Here we go.
Sparkle density, freaking attribute density, But it's really not the same thing as common jewelry anymore. It's not. No. I mean, never have you really been able to like sort through your values and sort through your shapes and sort through your sparkles. And
if you think about it,
premium.
Do you know offhand how many tons of gold are above ground? I know it's a 22
yes,
meter cube.
I have. I can get that in. Let's look at that information. I have that.
It's 22 times 22 times 22 times 20. I guess is the density of gold.
Yeah. Okay, I got it right here. Let me.
We into the hundreds of thousands of tons, aren't we?
So yeah, silver we've got 60 meters cubed, and gold 24 meters cubed. Osmium.
I mean, a rough calculation on that is over 200,000 tons of gold. If you divide that by 0.3.
I know 1% of a year's supply is like 28 tons. Like 1%.
So gold is
is 28 tons.
So the crystalline osmium is 6.6 of a million times scarcer by weight. 0.6 million by weight. Yet it's about 18 times the price by weight.
Okay, sorry, I'm doing a few things over here. I wasn't paying attention, but
yeah, and that's not the crystalline osmium. So if you want to show the crystalline osmium, it's a 0.25 meter cube.
Okay, so 460.33. Let me share this tab instead. Make sure I'm on the right page. So yeah, this 4 mil I'm going to be putting up for auction here is this one that we're looking at. And
5 mil sparkle 4.
Yep, 5 mil sparkle 4. It's a diamond. And what was I just going to show? Okay. So 460
USD.
That's in euros.
I just did here. That's what I'm doing. So I'm going to share the tab. That should show you euros to dollars. So it's 521.32. And that's what we are going to start it at is 522. We will start it at because I like round numbers. So 522. Let me get this in here.
That's a 0.2 of a gram, isn't it? That 1.201.
H. Okay, so that's gonna go out at 522. All right, y'all, you ready? We're gonna go 5 minutes on this. And give. Stop sharing.
So
we've got,
according to my mathematics, if every piece of crystalline osmium that the Institute cuts and certify, they could make 1.75 million, under 2 million. That would be the total amount if all they made was those 5 millimeters in that weight.
wow.
But when you add watches that have got whole grams in them and rectangles that have got a couple of grams and
Osmium Nectar line,
coin discs that have got 2 or 3 grams.
Oh, Lordy.
When you add that up, you're down to you're down to thousands, a few 100,000 pieces will ever be for sale. And factor in the 4.5-inch coin discs, the 4.5-inch production discs that some people will keep those. You're now tying up $300,000-$400,000 in one piece of osmium.
And that's while prices are stable with us.
Yeah.
Well, that's the release figure. Like once we've evacuated the supply,
yeah,
and that's it. It's all in private hands. It's whatever somebody asks. That's going to be the big game changer here in a year and a half when everything's sold out.
Yeah, I mean, they will have finished production. I don't think they will have sold out by the end of 2026, but it will be getting there. They'll be well through over half of all of the inventory, I think, will be sold. That's what I would estimate. But then I think the price, I think the awareness will happen first. There'll be a big bang in awareness, and then that'll instantaneously switch to demand.
So Ben on the shooting star, yeah, that one's the wife's. That one stays here. But
I have got. I have got a shooting star in the window. I can go grab it.
Okay, Ian might hook you up with the shooting star. Silverboy Blues, you ask what was the 277 and 310? That was a different piece. The piece that we're offering right now is the 5 mil and sparkle grade 4. It's 0.201 grams, and it is going for $522. If you don't want this one, just hold on and we can look up a different size one. I've got one bigger than this, and then that little diamond. That's all I have myself, but I think between the other two people here, we can dial in very close to what you're looking for. So let us know what size and sparkle grade you would want, and we'll see how close we can come to getting you.
Yeah, I've got a little bit of stuff on me too. So,
and Ian here is showing off.
Oh, there it is.
Star. So if anybody wants that, we'll get to it after this 4 mil piece we got up here.
5 mil.
All right, yeah, I'm sorry, 5 mil sparkle grade 4. This piece right here. Yeah. It is
and that's a carat weight.
5 mil. That's what the D5 stands for. Diamond 5. So 5 mil diamond, and it's a sparkle grade 4. We just looked it up. I can hit share screen again, but yeah, it's a sparkle grade 4. And we're about a little over halfway on our time here, so it's winding down. If you want that piece, get in there on the bid. Otherwise, we will let us know what you're after, and we'll get something else up there.
Make it dance. Make it dance.
Right. Okay. What are you showing here, Ian? What's that? The
shooting star. Yeah.
501.
Yeah.
0.17 grams. What sparkle grade was it?
Sparkle 2.
There we go. Okay.
I don't know if I want to sell it. It's really nice, isn't it?
All right. Well, hold on though till we get done with this one so we don't confuse people. We got this one up here. It is a 5 mil sparkle grade for 522. We are winding down on time, so I'm going to count this down. We have, and I'm going to count it down in 3. How likely will the sparkle grade 4 get caught on a fabric if it's made into a ring? I don't think that's something to worry about, but what do you guys think?
No, it doesn't snag fabric. I mean, there's a strong, I think that's a 4 or a light 5. I can pull that across. That is not snagging.
Yeah, I don't think that's really much to worry about unless it almost hooks on the design of the ring. Like if it
you're more likely to hook onto a clasp.
Yeah, that's what I would say. I wouldn't worry about the material itself personally, but let me know if you ever experience anything on that. We got Silverboy Blues in at 522, and I am counting it down to Silverboy Blues in 2 at 5. Why are you not entering? In 2 to Silverboy Blues at 522, in 1 to Silverboy Blues at 522.
Oh, no.
And it's going to be SOLD, sold to Silverboy Blues. Sold. Congratulations, Silverboy Blues.
Dude, that is a really nice piece.
It is a very nice piece.
That's a gorgeous piece.
One of my favorite because it's that, like it said on the screen there, starker sparkle, strong sparkle. And
those mountains were peaks, man. Those were knobs.
Yep.
That was great.
It's a beautiful piece. No.
Yeah, good strong variation.
So thank you very much, Silverboy Blues. Greatly appreciated on that one. Let me get you down here on auction number 38.
Yeah, way to go, Silverboy. That was a good, smart purchase, man. That'll pay off. I had some of those that I held on to for a while, and they really pay off. They grow quickly. You'll be really happy with those 5s.
And it was at 522, right? 522.
And man, you can use those in rings and pendants, and you can use those in earrings, and you can just use those in everything. They're just big enough to start using them in a lot of different stuff.
All right, Silverboy Blues. That puts him on the top of the freebie board. You'll be getting one of these 3/9 fine silver grands unless somebody knocks you off the board. So thank you very much for that, Silverboy Blues. Greatly appreciated as always. You guys go ahead and chat. I got to go put this right quick somewhere in my info here.
Do you want to do an introduction to your vapor deposition, Nathan?
I could show that off for a minute.
I think you should do. I think it's outstanding.
Tell the story on that. That's amazing stuff there that you had going.
Yeah, looks like my picture is going to be, sorry guys, laptop's not the best, but we'll make it work. So vapor deposition is also known as,
it really went fuzzy there on you, didn't it? It was clear.
Yeah, it really did. It might be like a light thing here. Hold on. No. That didn't help.
It could be your internet.
Could be your internet. Could be. Just go with it and see what we can get.
I don't know if that's helping too much, but let's do it. So, anyways, the vapor deposition, it's pretty much the same way the osmium is grown, anyways. Like the Institute grows it. It's like it's an epitaxy. It's growth by cell. So it's atom by atom by atom. All right, where are we? Okay. Hopefully y'all can see that gold color. And if you want to see the richness of it, go to my video later. And look,
that shows pretty nice, really.
Now, does that make, in your opinion, Nathan, does that make that more durable? The surface of the silver, is that a tougher
absolutely.
surface?
Oh, absolutely. So, I mean, it's titanium,
right?
And it's and technically speaking, y'all, it's an alloy. Okay, here, where is it? Let me get into this, and that'll help. So it's an alloy, y'all. Think about it. It's not like electroplating. It's not anodizing. It's kind of like you're spray painting metal with a plasma gun, and it tattoos to the surface.
Okay.
And it tattoos to the surface of the silver. Okay, so it's literally like embedded, tattooed. It's within the silver,
Right.
And it's permanent, and it's an alloy where it meets.
Is that
It's
used
actually,
in?
it's an interstitial alloy.
Is that used in industry to increase the?
Yeah, it's the same, like drill bits as an example.
Oh, so when you get the titanium drill bit set, it's vapor deposited, so right.
Well, they might use like an anodizing in some of those cases, but this is vapor deposition. So it's different than like a layer. It's not a layer anymore. It's deposited, so it's not the same thing. It's not something that can peel or scratch off.
Right.
Like you'd have to like really gouge beyond the depth of it to be able to start affecting it. And it's ultra resilient. So pretty much the silver is going to go before the titanium goes, hypothetically. We haven't tried it yet, but I mean, it's titanium. The heat of it it's going to outlast the heat before the silver does. So the only way to remove this marking anymore is destruction. It's the only way to remove this. But what's more is like, obviously, we don't recognize titanium formally as golden, right? And so that's kind of one of the securities of the process. So you have the security of the technology that it takes to actually get it done, like the actual machine. And then you got to get your hands on the titanium. And then you got to get your hands on the education it takes to deposit the titanium using that machine. But then the color is one step further into the security process, because this color was laid almost like a recipe. The same way with like the osmium, right? When we're growing our crystalline osmium, there's over 250 different factors, or there's actually kind of a lot more, but we can consider at least over 250 factors that have to be met. And if one of those goes wrong, you're not getting golden titanium. If one thing goes wrong, if it goes, a couple atoms too thick, couple atoms too thin, it's not golden. Because all metals have a color spectrum. A refractivity index, how light comes in and is filtered and returns to our eye after filtering. That's the refraction. So all metals have, well, I shouldn't say, most metals have a color spectrum, and some metals carry certain colors better than others. Okay, and titanium happens to make a gold spectrum if you lay it just right. So this golden itself becomes a security measure, because you can measure this you can measure this electronically, like using electricity. You can measure this with like a good XR scan or some kind of good sensing technologies. And then you can verify it through the color as well. And then it preserves and beautifies the round, and there will be no more oxidation on this side. This side could oxidize still, but this side is very unlikely to ever oxidize.
What, in your opinion, are the color ranges available?
Well, depending on the metal, any color we see, any of our primary.
Could you put a silver coating on silver so it still looks like silver, but it won't oxidize?
We could just deposit some kind of, I mean, you could lay titanium hypothetically invisibly thin. You know, I could, you know, or you could cover it with a platinum, which would really preserve it, you know, and maintain that nice silver luster that we.
To your knowledge, are jewelers using this process yet?
They use similar processes. They use a lot of.
They're plating rather than vapor deposition.
Correct. So most of it is or an oxide, like with ruthenium and rhodium oxides. You know, the black coins. You know, an oxide is a common form. You know, because it's already affected by oxygen, so it's not going to do anything else. The oxygen's already bound.
The most beautiful color I've seen so far from him, and actually they're all quite beautiful. The pink hued one is quite pretty too, but my favorite is the osmium deprivation with that light blue hue. Oh, that was awesome.
All right, let's. Oh, this blue hue is going to be hard to spot right now, guys.
Yeah, it might not. You might not be able to see it tonight, but
you've got that on your YouTube shorts, haven't you?
Yes. Again, you can see that really well on the shorts.
You can see it very well in the interview that me and Space Miner did at his first coin show. You got some really good shots of it.
I need to catch up on that. So that's just got a very.
You're not getting this color.
Just every now and then I get a hint of that translucent blue.
Translucent blue, yeah.
But we can talk about this one because this one's kind of pretty cool in itself. Because osmium has like a feature about it. Look, you can kind of see it pop.
Now I can see it, yeah.
Osmium has a feature about it that you're not going to be able to plate, electroplate, or anodize it onto your silver. It has to be vapor deposited. It has to be sputtered. It has to use this technology to land on your silver. Or, let me see, or you have to set it with the crystallized osmium. And that's the only way you're going to get osmium onto your silver. And so if you have a vapor deposition osmium on top of something, because it's the only way, that's a security, you know, because osmium can only be laid in that way. And so if you could detect the osmium on this even without the osmium diamond, if you can still detect it, then that's a security factor in itself, because unlike platinum, which can be laid a million ways, you can't lay osmium the same way. And so like this little round here, I wouldn't say it is the most, but it could be one of the world's most non-counterfeitable rounds.
I'd say it's also very
non-counterfeitable rounds in the world right now.
It's very rare at that, like,
because it's actually a titanium osmium alloy. It's considered a titanium or osmium titanium alloy,
and silver.
And they're all alloyed at this one like microscopic layer. And we're actually seeing through, with this particular piece, we are actually seeing through osmium, through titanium, and into silver. Because most people don't realize that, like, metal, you don't see the surface of metal. Like we perceive
it has a surface. Yeah.
Yes, but really you're viewing into it. And so that's kind of the way we're taking advantage of this technology, is we're laying it so thin that, yes, it is detectable. It's thick enough to be detectable, but it's thin enough to actually view through it and view through the titanium as well.
How clean do you have to get the silver to start with?
Ultra clean. I mean, ultra clean. Laser.
So you're
clean
using solvents or dipping it?
Well, they came clean enough from Silvertown that we were able to just an alcohol dip an alcohol dip and send it on its way. And
Yeah.
so shout out Silvertown. Good job, guys. A quick alcohol dip and they were on their way. But if there is anything like if there's like anything there, it becomes a nucleation point, you know, and it really can affect the job. And that's, again, one of these security factors of not only crystalline osmium, but the vapor deposition processes. Because if anything goes wrong, anything, you do not get the finished product that we're so accustomed to seeing. That nice little diamond sitting over there on B's desk right now. Anything goes wrong. I mean, you release the vacuum too fast. You allow oxygen in too fast. You have oxygen left over deposited in your chamber. Like, there's off-gassing procedures. There's gassing and off-gassing procedures. There's like, if you bring down a deep vacuum too fast, there could be problems. If you release that deep vacuum too fast, there could be problems. If there's a fluctuation in that deep vacuum, the whole operation's done, kaput. Just stop, clean your chamber out and start again. That's how serious it is. I mean, you can absolutely nuke your machine over, a stray particle wandering into the machine could.
So a bit like the movie Jeff Goldblum and The Fly.
Yeah. Anything go wrong, man. And I'm telling you, cleaning is a really big deal. It's super important. Clean and then clean again and then clean it again. And monitor your processes. And we have had failures, you know, because something didn't go quite right, you know. One little thing changes, and that's not only the security of these rounds, but that's the security of crystallized osmium. What the Institute has done is, I mean, it's mind-blowingly phenomenal. Like, the technical difficulty in the machine standard requirements to produce this product it's literally in our theoretical world. Like, they're literally living in a theoretical world.
Well,
half of the work is theory.
That's Rolf. That's Rolf in Switzerland. So that's not the Osmium Institute. That's Rolf, the Swiss scientist who took 40 years to develop the process and another 10 years to refine it.
Well, you know, the Institute brings a fine product. I understand it's Rolf, and he is our partner with the Institute, you know, and so I shout out to him. I mean, that is amazing, incredible, mind-blowing work. I mean, like you were saying earlier about the levels of purity, like it, you know, for those that don't know levels of purity, to jump from a 3.9 to a 4.9 is huge. It's much like earthquakes. You know, a Richter 1, the difference between a Richter 1 and a Richter 2 is 10 times. And then it's 10 times that number 2 to get to the 3, and then 10 times that. And, well, it's the same way with purities, you know. So we're scraping billions, trillions of parts, you know. How we even detect it is a miracle of science. Detecting the impurity is a miracle, much less removing it.
Oh, we've got 888 the Great asking what piece up is next. Long lived in the comments.
Okay, cool. Let's do another one here. Let me finish.
Sorry about that. I guess I.
No, that was good. That was good. That's what, you know, I love hearing you talk, like, you know, getting into it like that. It's amazing that you know, I can have you on my channel and hear some of these things and the depth of it, that you understand it. It's impressive, and I like that. So no worries. Give me 1 second.
I'm a nerd.
Okay. Yeah, right. Okay. So let us move along. Yeah. So who wants a different size? For me, I'm down until I get my new line of osmium nectar, which should be coming soon. It's being cut now. But this I have this piece, which is a 7mm sparkle grade 2. We can pull up the stats on that, or if you'd prefer a smaller piece, I have this 3mm diamond that I'm not going to get focused.
Triangle.
Triangle.
You know, I like those triangles under the microscope, seeing that cross section of them. You know, that triangle has a way of letting you see that edge. It's really pretty cool. I like the way a triangle shows.
And like I say, guys, whatever side, like kind of just, if you have something in mind, we could fill it between these two other guys here. So, you know, if you're looking for a certain cut or a certain size, you know, we got Ian here right now, so he's going to cover a large sum. I know Space Miner usually has a variety, so let us know what you're looking for, and we'll see how close we can come here. And then I got my 2 pieces if you want one of those, like I said. So just let us know, and we'll put another one up here, or I'll put one of those guys on queue, and they can offer something. So what do you want? What are you looking for? Way after 888. Hey, Stacking Surfer, good to see you. Welcome in. How you doing, bud?
What up, Surfer? Long time. Good to see you in here.
We are going through some crystalline osmium pieces and talking crystalline osmium and selling a few pieces and
getting to see Long Lived for the first time.
Yeah, and getting to see me face reveal here. Hello. So
got to hear about your new line. That's so cool. I love that title, by that Osmium Nectar. That is such a cool name, man.
Yeah, cool. I got a little intro video I'll play here in a bit too, just that something I'm gonna fun that's gonna go with it.
That was a great one. I forgot about that.
Okay, so we'll start with the 7mm. What will that 7mm? That's gonna be. Let's go check. That's a good question. Let's look, see what that's gonna go for here. So I'm back over here on my. Let me share this. I'll share it with you guys so you can watch. Okay, so here we are over here on the Osmium Identification Code site, and I got my piece here. It is a D7, and I know you don't even have to put that in, but I'm putting it in because, you know, I don't know, I'm slow right now. D7 AQK7. Dash CR GF and search Yola, and that pulls up our piece right there. We're looking at, we've got an osmium diamond, 7mm, weight 0.163. So that's amazing. Now this one is lighter than that 5mm piece. See, guys?
Yeah, and nearly twice the surface area.
And there you go, nearly twice the surface area. Someone who can do math. Good job, Ian.
Well, I'm just guessing.
Yeah, okay. But it's closer than I would have came, probably. So we'll
R squared, isn't it? Is the surface area of a circle.
Okay. So then we've got 7mm. We got a 0.19mm thickness and a sparkle grade 2. And it's calling it a Vielfältiger. What's that mean there? Ian, you got any ideas?
Well, sorry, I was.
It's called VIELF.
Well, it's less than starker, so medium maybe, or fine,
or fine, or something.
Fine, yeah.
Okay, and then so I'll exchange that euro to
versatile. I think that's versatile actually, because it says 2 fine. Yeah. I think they call it versatile.
That would make sense too. Let's go 39124 euros to dollars is 4. We'll share this tab to show you. That comes out to 443.08. So we will call that 444.
Oh, look at that.
All right, let me enter this in. We've got E7-AQ K7.
Congrats on the cash out, Stacking Surfer. Congrats on that, buddy. Good job. It's nice to see, a reward for the work,
Okay, we've
Oh,
got.
Osmium surfboard. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I was looking at that. I really like that comment. Like, man, I could see his logo and thinking about it, and I'm like, man, that looked good. It is such a sunshiny, beachy metal. I've been trying to make contact with like eyewear companies. I'd like to start seeing them in, sunglasses, I think they'd look great
Yeah.
out on the beach in the water.
That would even work, wouldn't it? With those uppercase eyes, you could make a band down the side. You could put a band of those uppercase eyes as a continuous strip.
Yeah, or some three or 4 mils, right in the forward-facing frame,
Oh, I saw a question there. Somebody asking how much the 7mm.
Okay, well, I just put it in the.
Yeah.
I just put it in there. And
444.
444. And we got 888 coming in at 444. Well, look at that. He just cut himself in half. That's all he did there. Okay, so let me get over here.
Oh, got a bid from the nickel.
Nickel comes in with the 444. Thank you, sir. All right, and we will flip our clock here. We got 5 minutes go. We got nickel on top right now at 444. We're bidding in $5 increments.
So what do you guys want to start seeing in the market? Like, what would you guys like? Okay, so maybe at the moment you're not, settled on anything per se, but what would you like to see available, guys? What would you like to start seeing in stock, like ready for you to just grab up on a whim? Is there like a size, a shape, a sparkle y'all prefer? Anything that's really like caught your eye and you just fell in love with and you've been just kind of like waiting for the moment?
The Osmium Nectar is going to be where all that's at. But aside from that, yeah, what else, guys?
I mean, that Nectar's good. Oh, dude, Ian, how long have I been heckling you about that shape? I mean, good heavens. But really it took you to really like have that platform for it. There was nobody better for the job, man.
Yeah, I gotta thank Ian and the Osmium Institute for working with me and allowing for this to be a line for me. Thank you so much, Ian, for twisting arms and
Hey, no problem.
Putting in good words.
I think it's going to be a very, very popular line item, and I think they will do a range from 4mm through to 10 in the hexagon.
Beautiful.
So we just need to get an order. We need to get an order of 5 minimum for them to put into production. The other, they call them diameter, but it's not. It's a cross flats is the correct terminology, isn't it, for a hexagon? It's got to be AF.
Okay. Yeah, so they said too that they might get a couple other offcuts. So they're mostly 6 mils, but I think
Stacking Surfer wants a kilo of osmium.
Oh my word.
20.
Yeah, we can make that happen somehow.
So you want 1,000 grams, 2 million for a kilo.
Wow, that's a steal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get that shooting star set up for you here and make it look good.
I've hidden it so I don't have to sell it.
Oh yeah. Oh, his shooting star probably is what he's talking about.
Could be that one.
Yep. Here, let's pull you up here. I don't want to show mine off anymore because there you go.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, that would be a scary amount, Stacking Surfer. I'm not sure.
What, for a kilo?
Silver Boy, what size do you want for matching? I have 4s, but I have 4s available, but those 5s, I'll let you know, those 5s really do look good.
Well, that's what we're getting. You know, I'm putting in my order. I got my order in. They're trying to help us a little bit there, but yeah, that's still kind of up in the air. We're not sure, so we're getting a few orders in, and then we'll see going forward. So you never know.
Couple of things worth mentioning. The rectangles and the squares don't have a premium on, but the shapes and the circles have a premium. So you actually get more surface area for your buck when you buy a square. So if a square fits your design, there's a 7mm in a pendant.
And or the Osmium Nectar line is is that right that we got it in the bullion?
Did you have that discussion?
From my understanding, we're good to go on that, but I guess I'll double check if we're not 100% sure on that.
That will be great. And then we've got another question there. Tariff. At the moment, it is designated as a tariff-free, semi-finished raw material. But yes, it could possibly end up getting tariffed. We are in a crazy situation at the moment.
Okay,
that will dramatically affect the cost of the raw pieces and add value to all the pieces that anybody's got already if we do get hit with a tariff. It is a precious metal. It's the 8th precious metal, and it's classified as that, and it's classified as a semi-finished goods. So that is an unknown if it's going to get tariffed.
Okay, we've got 888 the Great coming in at half his weight at 444 from 888, and we are in 3 going to 888 at 444 in 2 going to 888 the Great at $444 in 1. And we are going to be SOLD, sold to Mr. 888 the Great. Congratulations.
Dude, you are stacking, Nickel. Holy
no
crap,
doubt,
you've
dude.
been on the move, buddy.
Good job. Good pickup. Nice grab.
Yeah, it sounds a lot, doesn't it? 2 million for a kilo. But it's over 100,000 for a kilo of gold now.
Woo!
A kilo puts you at roughly like 0.5% of the world's supply or something like that of osmium, not just crystallized osmium.
Thank you very much, 888 the Great.
Somebody want to fact check me here? What does that put you at?
Well, I'm just thinking on the crystalline osmium, because that's all that's available. So 350 kilos. So you were saying a kilo?
A kilo, man, of the available crystallized osmium, 350. I mean, that is nutso. So that's 0.3.
It's 1/300. So it's, yeah.
Got a little Nectar and got a little Nectar himself there. Congratulations, 888. Goodbye.
But when that 1% turns into, when you're 0.3% of the supply, does a tenfold mark, all of a sudden, you're a bit of a whale if you ever entered the market.
I've got a pair of 5mm earrings in the window. I'll go grab them for Silver Boy Blues to have a look at what they look like.
You got anything you want to put up for sale, Space Miner? I'm down to one thing, and I think I've got kind of an idea that I might, unless somebody yells at me, I got an idea where I might offer that piece to someone in particular. So, what do you got on your board? You got something that you're itching to put out?
I mean, we got the salvo rounds available right now.
There you go, guys, and show off your salvo round for people that.
Here, we're going to go ahead and handle one, and I'll just pull the osmium from it and reset it later. So I got some sulfuric acid or some nitric, or I got some acetone or whatever I want to release it with, pretty much. So we'll go ahead.
Your video is clear now, so I don't know what happened, but your video is clear now.
I think it's your internet signal.
Yeah, it could be. All right, let's find that light for us. Let me take one of these. And my computer's all like backwards mirrored, so I'm having a hard time.
Okay, so that is a 1 ounce, basically, I think it's even 4/9 fine silver. It's set in Space Miner's osmium round. It is a 3 mil diamond crystalline osmium piece inset into his 1 ounce silver piece.
Oh my wordy.
And you said it, and I think it's a sparkle grade 3.
It is.
So go ahead and
the price has gone up to $250.
$250.
This is.
So I'm gonna put that in the chat. I'm gonna call it a salvo.
That's too cheap.
Yeah, I keep getting yelled at. Like
it's too cheap.
Though, you know, I released some of those a bit more, and my wife like really ripped me about it. She was like, you didn't cover your shipping, you didn't cover the striking cost, you didn't cover the die cost, you didn't.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
I'm going to hold on to this price as long as I can, like I did the last one. But you know,
that is an absolute. What number in the series is that?
This would be number 8 at this point. Number 8.
Okay.
And there's only going to be 500 ever made. I'm limiting them to 500.
Yeah.
And I'm going to move on.
New design.
Yes. And man, if I could just get this to cooperate for once.
I think OC Stacker should buy that in a heartbeat. In fact.
Okay, so I've got typed in salvo round 1 ounce 3/9 fine silver with 3 millimeter crystallized osmium diamond set in spacesuit. What is that good enough for you?
Say that again.
Okay, so I'm going to put this in the chat for sale. Salvo round 1 ounce 3/9 silver with 3 millimeter crystalline osmium diamond set in spacesuit, set into the spacesuit there.
Yeah, inset 3 millimeter.
Inset, yeah.
Yeah.
There
we go. Finally.
Okay, and you want to price it at what exactly? I'm gonna put the price in.
$250, and I'm gonna hold this price as long as I can.
Okay.
I've bid $260 already for it.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay, so I'll put it out, and then we're gonna go.
I'll give you a fresh one. This one's gonna be replaced later, but we'll give you a fresh one of equal value.
Okay, so we got it up here at $250. We got Ian taking one at $260. So you got one order in. Let us know. Anybody else is interested? We're going to run the timer here on this. We're going to go with the 3 minute because there's no need to go so long over here on that. 3 minute timer running.
This is the first really official bullion osmium production, isn't it? I mean, we've got the European company have done the 1/4 ounce gold bars, but they've been at about a 300-400% premium.
Let's just start the bidding. Silverboy Blues at $250. Ian's a separate bid. He'll get his behind closed doors. He already said he'd get him one aside from this one. So the rest of the chat.
I'm making sure the minimum price is $260.
So yeah, let's get in there, guys. If you're interested, it's up, available, running. The timer is running. So does it have your initials? Well, I don't know about his initials, but I know it's his. Like this is his round that he's worked with the Silvertown Mint and had minted his own design with that inset availability to receive the osmium, and he put the. You go ahead, tell him the story.
Yeah, I worked with Silvertown Mint, and they were really gracious with me to do some extra custom work on the silver round to create the cavity for me to actually set the crystallized osmium. Yeah, when I order the silver, it's ordered as 4 9s, and then they print them as 3 9s. I think that's customary, I think, with a lot of different mints.
Certain mints, yeah.
But anyways, and then it's set with the 3 millimeter osmium. No, not this piece, obviously, but I've made it a point with all the pieces not to touch them with my hand at all. Like, all of them were opened from the factory, and they haven't been touched by hand or tool. You know, everything was done contactless, and so and then encapsulated on the spot, and then so
the one that you buy will come encapsulated. It won't be the one he's touching there. So
yeah, in the factory capsule, it'll be in the factory capsule. It never left the capsule.
Silverboy Blues, type in the price, $250. It's not a bin, it's an auction. So you gotta type in $250 and you'll be in the lead. Unless somebody else comes, you'll get it.
And you will, I presume, Nathan, you'll do like a little signed certificate with the production number.
Yeah, I'm running a little late on the certificate, but everybody that's ordered one will be returned one with their place.
Yeah,
and
awesome.
And then I send along a little window box similar to the Institutes.
Yeah.
So you'll have something to hold it in. And they exist now. You know, they exist now. And between, I mean, we've really nailed it down. You've got it with the dominoes and with the dice and with this, and now in the silver rounds, I mean, it's stepped into our world again, you know. So
we got it sold. Silverboy Blues $250. Unless someone else sold Silverboy Blues $250. Congratulations, Silverboy Blues. You got what number?
Did you know it, Silverboy? That's awesome.
What number did he get? Is that number 3?
Number 8.
Number
8. Holy cow, you're moving down the line.
This is number 8. It won't be this one because this one's been mauled by my grubby little fingers. So
right. Okay, I'm gonna put him down for number 8. Then
let's pick one out for you and let you. You know, I'll set one to the side right now.
Yep, and then you'll get. He's gonna send. I still need my COA for number 1 here, so don't forget me.
You got number 1.
I got number 1. And okay, that went to Silverboy Blues. Good pickup, Silverboy. These are hot items here. This is a good pickup.
Do you have any kind of preferences on like numbers and letters, like as far as like collection sake? Like, do you want me to read you some OICs and like let you pick one?
Sorry, you talking to me?
No, to Silverboy. I'm sorry. Here, let me just take a look at that. Do you want a more coarse, or do you want a less coarse sparkle between the choices? Or I could just give you the heaviest weight of all of them. So you can choose a sparkle, a more sparkle, less sparkle, or I'll just give you the heaviest weight that's in line. Answer whenever you're ready. Let me set in my in the meantime, let me give you my Gmail.
Do you want to pull up that question, Long Live, from Hambone?
Okay, give me 1 second here. I won number 1 way back in the day, 888 months ago. I was made sure I was the first one. Inez the first. No, you're Yeah, don't worry about Ian. You're in, Silverboy. You let him know what you want, and you got it.
So
Silverboy, I think you have my email, but it's in the chat, buddy. Just email me and tell me whatever you want. Okay. Thank you.
So just to address this question on osmium, the raw osmium powder is called osmium sponge. Highly reactive, it oxidizes, forms osmium tetraoxide and other poisonous compounds that will destroy your eyes and eat your lung tissue. So there is no other thing that comes close to the Osmium Institute crystalline osmium. So it's the rarest form and the finest form of the rarest precious metal. So you'll see all sorts of prices for sintered cubes, little beads. I think some companies even make discs, but there is zero comparison. None of those companies that sell any of that spent over 50 years developing the crystallization process to the degree that fine Swiss watchmakers will make watches out of it.
Oh yeah, look at that.
So there's no osmium you can get on eBay that will do this. It's like just ain't happening. So it's like saying, I don't know, what would be a good description?
I don't know.
Take your synthetic diamonds are now about $9 a quarter carat. It would be like comparing synthetic diamonds to the finest natural ones that still have a high value. There's just no comparison. So it's that absolute scarcity, and now we have a production cap of 350 kilos. So that's what makes it valuable.
Yeah, and each piece has its own built-in code into the crystalline face. Every piece formed just like a snowflake forms its own unique, crystallization. It's the same.
And another important factor: once it's in this crystalline form, it's never going to get recycled. It's never going to get crushed down and recrystallized. It's in this form permanently. So although it is one of the 8 precious metals, it just stands out in absolute scarcity.
We'll see about that, 888. And then we got Silverboy says, whatever you think looks nicest, eventually it will go to my 11-year-old daughter who loves space stuff and astronaut stuff. She is one of the kiddos who has the most appreciation for precious metals as well. That's awesome, Silverboy Blues. Cool. All right, and Space Miner's doing something over there. I'm not sure.
I'm showing you. I'm kind of answering some of the forms in the background while
nice.
Ian talks.
Right.
I was showing the sponge, that powder that I was showing. That's the sponge. This is what's called an ARK bead. Okay. And there's nothing you'll ever do with this but leave it as an ARK bead. That's all that'll ever happen with this until you process it to do something with it. So it's just unworkable to you. You'll never smash this into a ring or melt this into a ring or nothing. And this is one of the reasons that crystalline osmium is so valuable. It's got a direct use. This will just be a bead forever. 1 ounce right here. A bead forever until somebody does something with it. And then, like, if you give me a second, I'm going to cut this open. And then this guy is a sintered bar of osmium. Here, let's flip. There we go. This is a sintered bar of osmium, 1/10 ounce.
And technically, that will still react with oxygen, won't it?
It's more prone to it. So like any tiny like little crystalline pieces are prone to if they smash or break open and become particulate in the air. It could be more prone to it. Now, the amount might be too small for me to register right away, but if you were to like smash this, you know, it could pose like a real hazard to you, you know. So it's not really a safe way of keeping. Again, it's not really a safe way of keeping it, and neither is this, you know. And but whenever you put it into some good old fashioned crystal, you know, it's good forever.
And I think I'm correct. It's the most inert anything in the
Yeah,
crystalline form.
It's the ultimate catalytic at the end of the day. You know, that and iridium, but I mean, osmium is just used for so much more because of its density. You know,
No, but what I was saying, Nathan, in the crystalline form,
go
it's
ahead.
the most inert, non-reactive.
Absolutely.
There isn't anything that is less reactive. No element, no compound, no synthetic, anything.
Nothing. It is completely
the most unreactive,
almost perfect.
anything.
Yeah. In all sense of the word, it's perfectly inert.
Yeah.
You know, I hate using the word perfect, but it's so inert. Like, again, I could drown it with, you know, nitric, aqua regia, you know, sulfuric. I mean, I could hit it with some serious chlorine. You know, you could put it in liquid O2, you know, and it's going to survive it. It's incredible.
So the only way to destroy it would be to mechanically crush it or to heat it over 500 centigrade.
Yeah, you have to make it like phase. You have to phase change it. You know.
Okay, so I popped up the price chart here. We start back in 2017 at about $565, and we roll through time up until this last little bit here. We really jumped up, and we're at about $2,000 a gram. So that's our price chart. Then I want to jump over here. I'm going to share this little and play my little background. Uh-oh. Okay, so that is just a little background that I'll be using in my spinning bins to introduce Osmium Nectar. Excuse me for that. Sorry about that. So this here is the first disc that was made. And like I said, I have more of these on their way and a little bit more bite-size chunks that a little bit more palatable for my checking account. So but we can work our way up the line on them. So let me know if you have a particular size or a larger order you would like. And I'm quite excited about it. So just wanted to introduce that out here. So yeah, so I'm official State Colorado partner. I have my new line, Osmium Nectar. I'm quite excited about that. And I've revealed my face here tonight. So
he does exist.
That's right. 3 new exciting things for the channel. And I'm really excited about it. And thank you all in the chat for helping us out and following along and enjoying the ride. And yeah, thank you so much to my guests here, Mr. Space Miner repping Osmium Space, and Ian Everard holding up ARK SGO. I know he has a whole new title. I don't know if I can twist his arm to pull it out.
Yeah, well, I'm on probation as U.S. Regional Director. They decided rather than carrying on splitting state partners to give all the responsibility to me, I guess.
That's awesome. It's well deserved, and you've been
well. I hope I'm a good bridge between German culture and American culture, because I sit somewhere in between the European and the American, just by the fact, but I'm British by birth, but American by nature. You know,
you are American by nature, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, sometimes I'm more pushy than Americans. Yeah. I think I told you the story about New Orleans. Did I tell you about these Batman, the 10-ounce Batman coins?
Yes, you should tell it.
Let's hear it.
Anyway.
Yeah, so I was in late to the American Coin Alliance little private sideshow at the New Orleans conference, and Keith, the Jacobson, the owner of the company, announced they'd held back 3 of the gold-plated 10-ounce Batman coins, only 150 minted. The first time they'd done that super deep minting technology. So it was the first for a 10-ounce coin, and it was the first that DC Comics had ever allowed anybody to make a Batman coin. And I think I'd got 6 of them already by hook or by crook. And so I go in and they announce they've held 3 back for this New Orleans event. Now, I just walk straight up to Keith, whispering in his ear, "Can I buy them all?" He goes, "Yeah." And so then he announced, "Oh, they're all sold." And everybody was looking like, what? So if I'd been in the audience, I would have jumped up and said, "I'll take them." But they didn't. Everybody was sitting there like they were British, calm and reserved and polite. And I mean, that's what I felt when I saw Osmium. You've got to grab it. You've got to grab this. It's going to be gone. This is a once opportunity.
Yeah. I'm very thankful to be a part of it and appreciative of you, Ian. I'm very glad to hear that.
Oh, Silver Boy Blues. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Nope.
There we go. That's a pair of 5
Let
little
me
earrings.
pull you up here. Yep, Silver Boy. These are.
Oh, yeah. See what I mean, man? Like, I'd offer you the 4s, but I'm telling you, those 5s are where it's at. And I don't.
That's just a very simple. Can you see how simple the mount is?
Yep.
That's a 14-karat white gold. So you don't have to pay much for the.
I love the white gold.
And the way my goldsmith, see how he's mounted them. So you just got those 3 little clasps. So you get to see all of that osmium.
And I would put forth the only place I would even think that it could get caught up on material is those clasps, and that's
they're rounded over to avoid that.
It's
anyway.
just not something that I think is a worry.
No, Silver Boy, as much as you're saving, if you're really early in on it, you're not going to pay too much more to just get what you want, man. If you want that circle, like those 5, them circles are just. They really do look good as earrings. I don't know if that's a person's flavor.
Yeah, and we're always willing to help people out. I mean, I'm supposed to be putting a markup on my jewelry, but for first entrance for pioneers, normally quite often I just do it at the cost.
We really are working hard to make this accessible for you.
Yeah, and it's. How can I describe this? It's a privilege to be able to help genuine people who are passionate about precious metals, and I think long live this is such a good fit because obviously you started off focusing on ancient coins.
Yep.
But what we talked about, osmium is going to be the most ancient precious metal. It's the only thing that's going to be left, isn't it?
Right.
Oh, wow. That's tough, man. That's great.
Well, it's ancient in advance, isn't it?
Right.
And then you look, and what you're doing now, introducing the hexagon. I mean, in Asian culture, the hexagon represents harmony and longevity. And if anybody knows anything about Kevin, you know, he's a very harmonious person to be around, and he's going to be around for the long run. So it really fits his personality as well.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. It was funny. I was talking with Space Miner about this the other day, and he said we were talking about all the cool things about the hexagon, and it's just used so much in nature and the, you know, and the honeycomb and everything. He's like, yeah, and a hexagon is one of the most efficient ways to stack weight. Yeah. And I thought, what a perfect line that is. It's like, you know, that's what we're doing here is stacking weight. And the hexagon, I mean, in so many different ways, this hexagon it fits my channel and what I'm doing, what I'm after. You know, we stack precious metals like it's pollen and nectar. Where you put the pollen and nectar, you put it in the hexagon, in the honeycomb, and then it's good. Then the reason why they do that and they seal the, you know, the bees, they seal that off so they can go back and access it in the future to sustain themselves. And that's what we're doing. In the same way, we're doing that same thing. We're stacking this weight. We're stacking, you know, silver, gold, osmium, whatever we can do to preserve our sustenance, our family, just like the bee goes out and finds the best thing that they can to support their future, you know, children and longevity, and they bring it back and they put it in this precious hexagon, and yeah, it just fits in so many ways to what we're doing.
Yeah,
so
and another connection which you touched a bit on earlier, honey is the only food that doesn't go off.
Yep.
Osmium's the only precious metal that doesn't go off.
Yep, exactly. And its natural form is in a hexagonal shape. There's 1 cubic meter. Just like I highlighted in that little clip I just played, there's 1 cubic meter, and it's, you know, you can see the cube within the hexagon itself if you're looking right, you know, so it's all there.
Only one cubic meter of potentially mineable osmium.
Right, we're definitely not going to get all that, but
only 350 kilos will be crystallized.
Yep, right.
So
and
that's
it's
a
the
10
most
inch.
secure.
That's a 10. So that's a point. That's a quarter of a meter by quarter of a meter by quarter of a meter. So that's a tiny fraction of even the total amount of osmium, which is a tiny amount in itself.
Yep. No, guys, these were great grabs you had tonight. Thanks for sticking with us and hearing about it. There's lots more exciting stuff to come. We're gonna, you know, this is just kind of to get me, you know, my face out there and you know, get us out there and talk about it, touch base a little bit. But we're also going to be coming back with a USA Osmium State Institute panel where we get, hopefully, all of the partners in this, and get them up on the panel and hear what they have to say about it, how, you know, who they are, how they got into the metal themselves, what they see about the metal, what their, you know, outlook is on it. And so I'm excited about that as well. So stay tuned.
Yeah,
and we have. Go ahead, Ian.
Don't anybody think you're left out. It's important, but it's only a small part of the picture. Anybody can get involved in osmium. Anybody can create their own unique business with it, making their own product with it. It's a fairly. I don't want to give disrespect to people who are state institutes, but in the scheme of things, it's a fairly minor thing. What actually counts is people getting it on the ground and doing stuff with it. I mean, we have the incredible Nick Bermudez in San Diego. He's just doing awesome things in his area. He's getting out there. He's got a goldsmith making stuff. He's got it in a store there. That's what counts.
Yep, and I'm trying to get Nick on as well with us, and he's not even a partner, but he, like Ian says, he's just doing great things.
Anybody who gets it is part of the Osmium family, and it is very much run that way.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, I'm going to be talking with you guys more on this Silverwood Blues and 888 the Great. You guys have been great to my channel and helping all of us get to where we're at so we can be here. And
we need enthusiasts who just get it and understand it, take the plunge. All respect to anybody who buys a piece without seeing it in sunlight, because that changes your mind yet again when you see it in sunlight. But our mission is to make sure America has at least half of all of the vapor crystallized osmium ever produced. That way we will be the nation that has that nectar.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And it'll be that lasting wealth that helps uphold you. You know, we always say get our, I always say get your bases covered. You know,
Yeah.
This is kind of, for me, this is my side horse. I'm excited about it. It's my corner stall horse, that nobody really knows about, that I'm excited for. But also, you to play around with something like this, I always recommend get your base core stack going in silver and gold and what everybody knows and understands, and then grab yourself some of this and have something else to be excited about, as well. So all right, well, we've blown through our 2 hours. We're long past that. So
that was 2 hours.
That's 2.5 hours at this point. So
wow.
Yeah. You guys
maybe we'll get away with it, and the Germans won't watch it through to the end, checking up on us.
Yeah, well, and we're going to be having an institute, hopefully, so we might be meeting some of these.
We are June the 10th to the 15th in Denver. Everybody is welcome.
So I'm all stoked about that as well. Here it's going to be in Denver, and excited about that. We'll get to meet some of the German team themselves, so that will be fun.
And they will be bringing some spectacular osmium jewelry pieces and watches, hopefully.
So if anybody out there is really interested in going to be in the area, reach out to me and we'll talk. So
I think what's the ticket entry going to be? $0, I think, isn't it?
If you're with TheBee, anyway. All right, awesome. Check Stacker, welcome in. We're just about to wrap it up here, bud. But great seeing you here, and we will be back soon with more.
LC. Sorry.
Just kicking off here. So yeah, we're all having fun, excited. Thank you all for being here with us, and more good things to come. So stay tuned. You guys go ahead and sign off, and I'm gonna kick it off here. You guys want to say goodbye before I end it?
Yeah. Goodbye.
Later, y'all.
All right, catch you all in the next.